Anguis here. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's topic is about the, perhaps we can say, importance of listening and creating to your own alignment and to the things that you need to do in your own personal life to come forward on it, and perhaps some more detailed intrinsicities, or however you you want to say that in English. And yeah, it's many details. You are more than welcome to partake in that with me. As of recently, I kind of realized also how important it is to, besides having guides outside of yourself, be it people, friends, teachers, colleagues, your own spirits, and your own magical practice. You have also a guidance within. You have also a voice within. And on my opinion, this voice and this inner compass should be paid attention the most. Why I am telling you this? For example, in your own personal life, you needed some answers. You wanted to have certain clarifications in which directions you have to go in your own journey, in your own accomplishments and goals. So for that reasons, for example, you create a ritual, so you invoke or evoke a specific force and or energies within and outside to assist you in this process, so to say. And what tends to happen is your inner voice, your inner compass is being calibrated, and the answers are being channeled through that for you, so to say. And of course, sometimes you have to keep in mind there are nuances in place, and now certain guidance can also come to you in weird symbolic synchronicities in your life. But another times I found it very potent when I followed these steps, when, for example, my inner voice was pointing me towards, or like when a synchronicity is happening and my inner voice is activating, that I heard it, that I listened to it. And this can, for example, look like, so for example, you made this ritual, and then out of synchronicity, a person approaches you and offers you like a friendship or like a circle of friends that you can partake in, and that, for example, their main purpose is to be creative, to be like artists and such. And they invite you to them, and then you listen to your inner voice and your inner intuition feeling, and it just feels in this moment right. I feel like that was not a coincidence, not at all. And so you take the chance, and so you hang out with these people, and through their ideas, through their conversation energy, your whole consciousness and awareness gets cleared up and expanded to better know which direction to go, or better know what you have to do on your own to better crystallize your own will, so to say. It's just one example. Another example I find interesting to observe is, then, for example, something bothers you, like there's some iffy feelings about certain situations and about certain circumstances and or people. Then you focus on that question, focus on that topic, and out of nowhere, synchronicities happens. Out of nowhere, people start to talk about certain topics that kind of resonate with what you had in mind, what their inner compass has been focusing upon. And it's almost like it draws itself, if you pay attention, to its own conclusion. That is so important, that you have that space in your life to be able to listen to that voice, to be able to focus on that inner compass. That's why it is so important on this path to cultivate celibacy, to cultivate abstinence, to cultivate sometimes conscious sacrifice of certain things that distracts you, that overstimulates you. Because if you are all the time in that direction, in this direction, in up above the clouds or deep down into the earth, and you have no focus, you're completely in utter chaos, and your compass is in chaos, and you just, like, you have lost yourself, you have lost your plot. So that's why I find it important in your practice that you work on and empower your own intuition, your own inner compass. How you can do that? Where, for example, you do cultivate consciously a space of emptiness, a space where you can just be conscious and think, where you can just be conscious and be, and just observe. Or you can work with moon type of entities and or energies that is heavily linked with the feelings and the unconscious. For example, Hecate, for example, Lilith, for example, Selene, for example, Luna, for example. What can be also interesting entity to work with in those regards? Also Leviathan, he's a water element. Also with Asmodeus, to help you with decision making and such. It's like you have to sharpen that. If not sharpening that, you can make decisions and you can take directions that lead you to nowhere, basically. And I found that to better sharpen your mind, to sharpen your mentality, sharpen your direction and what you're focused upon, then just to sporadically go left and right into nowhere. That's just like my personal development and or philosophy I want to gift upon you, partaking in this video with me. So yeah, cultivate a space for emptiness, a space of observation, of thinking, of feeling, and of allowing yourself to interpret things and to let yourself be guided and take the chances sometimes. It's very important that you do that. Usually there are the answers to your prayers, answers to your walking and guidance, so to say. So yeah, I hope it helps. Now consecrate, and we shall see heroes again.